Welcome. Welcome to week 3 of our session all about heart. And it's amazing how February is already week 3, right? It just goes by so quickly. Today's session is called A Grateful Heart. Okay. And, we're going to say, I'm going to invite you to say, how do you live with a grateful heart? So first and foremost is just sort of stop and be still. Breathe in slowly, exhale slowly. Be in the moment. Look around and take notice. And then capture that moment with a sense of gratitude. But let's face it, it's been a tough year. And our hearts may have become burdened, may become heavy because of loss or grief or sorrow, angst and fear. And in the face of whatever turmoil or heartache or disappointment that is happening in the world or that's happening in your life personally, we can be resilient. So what I invite you to do today is maybe acknowledge what is real for you right now. What is it that you're going through? Swami Rama, who was the founder of the Himalayan Institute, where I do my training, he said, I have found that in the depths of disappointment, there is an unlimited joy that can remove sorrow. Welcome, Linda. So it's really important to take time for self-care. Our hearts are resilient. Our hearts are fearless. Our hearts are kind. Our hearts are love. So taking time for your practice of yoga can help you to renew so that we can begin to reveal our own inner nature in our inner world. And then we can step back into the outer world with a greater clarity and a deeper love. So consider this as your own personal retreat today, so that for the next about hour, 90 minutes or 80 minutes, this is your retreat. And I found this prayer to be really helpful, and I invite you to whoever that divine is in your heart, whatever you call that, just say this prayer, maybe silently to yourself if you find that these words resonate for you. Dear God, help me see the love within me. Help me be kind. Help me be loving. And remember that it's not someone else's responsibility to fill my heart up. It's my own. So with that, this practice again today is going to be about opening up the heart. There'll be a big focus on working on our shoulders, opening up the collarbone. We're going to be using straps. So again, if you don't have a strap available, a scarf like this, a belt, a towel will work. So I'm going to invite everyone to make your on your mat a little bit closer towards your buttocks. I've been inviting you and just take a moment here now. We're going to begin to just take a moment to tap into the physical sensations in our body. I will invite you to, if you would lightly place your fingertips on your abdomen, just below your navel center, and maybe even let your fingertips touch at your belly. Draw those shoulder blades down the back. Make sure the back of your sacrum Feel supported with the mat beneath it and your feet are flat on the floor. Make sure your neck is comfortable. If you need any support under your neck, a thin towel or a thin pillow can be placed under your neck, just a little bit. But if you can, stay with your spine in a long line from the back of your head all the way down to your sacrum. Again, this is called the constructive rest pose. And just take a moment to pause here and observe the physical sensations in your body, from the crown of your head down to your toes. Notice if there's any places of unease or tightness, or notice the places where you feel relaxed and supported and comfortable. If you need to make any adjustments at all at any time, so for your own personal comfort, please do so. This is where now I'm going to invite you to bring awareness to your breath. As you inhale, gently breathe into the base of your, what I call the bowl of your belly. As you inhale, you might begin to notice the slight lift or rise of your belly on an inhalation. And as you exhale, you might notice this, how the belly softens and releases. So I invite you to take a nice long, slow inhale, which is very nourishing to the body, and a long, slow exhale, exhaling completely to release and let go. It's also a metaphor to let go of your sorrow or let go of your hurt on your exhalation. So if you're holding on to something that's been painful, maybe something you've been holding on to for a while, allow yourself to let go on that exhalation. Let it go. And that inhalation is nourishing to the body, nourishing to the mind, nourishing to the spirit. So inhale, increase maybe the length of your inhale if that feels comfortable, and see if you can even it out with your exhalation. See if you can breathe. Notice if the breath is ragged or jerky. Or with an awareness, see if the breath will slowly start to smooth out over time. Remember, this is a practice. And trying to practice to get the breath to become smooth and even in length on your inhale and even on length on your exhale. And maybe continuous, so the breath flows from the inhale into the exhale as a continuous breath. A complete breath where one flows right into the other. Like the ebb and flow of a tide, one flows right into the next. And begin to notice if the breath is loud. See if you can allow the breath to become a little bit more silent. As you allow your breath to become silent, you can begin to notice the whispers of your heart. Our heart whispers to us. And listen to what your heart may be saying to you right now. With an awareness. Good. Now, I will invite you to look for that block. And again, if you don't have a block, your pillow will work. You're going to place that block right in between your knees or your inner thighs. So you're gently squeezing the block together. Try to do it if you can with your inner thighs so that there's an abduction. So as you gently squeeze it together, you're going to start to feel a little bit of tension there, and just hold it. Not that you're squeezing as hard as you possibly can, just enough that there's enough pressure so that you feel your inner thighs gently squeezing. Your heels should be as gently walk your heels towards your buttocks comfortably so that your ankles are below your knees, and then gently squeeze. So we're going to try to work this engagement of the inner thighs, and we're going to bring this into a gentle movement. So first, I'm going to invite you to bring that attention now as you continue to squeeze in those muscles, your perineal muscles and the muscles at the base of your spine and through the pelvic area, and give that entire area a gentle squeeze as you exhale and squeeze. And then the inhale, there's going to be a gentle release. Release the perineal muscles and the muscles of the lower abdominal area. And then as you exhale again, squeeze the block, the inner thigh, the perineal muscles, and the pelvic muscles, pelvic floor muscles. Give a little squeeze and then release. And in the release, it's just relaxing the pelvic floor muscles, the perineal muscles, and the inner thighs. But there's enough tension there that you don't drop the block. And try that again on your exhale. Let this be to your cadence. Okay, so always, even though I'm inviting you to inhale and exhale, try not to have to maintain my breath cadence. Let it be your own so that there's no stress in your breathing. Now, we're going to add a little movement with that. We're going to do pelvic tilt. So a pelvic tilt is when you exhale, you're going to squeeze your navel center to the back of your spine and tilt, try to flatten out that low back curve by tilting your hip bones towards you. So you're squeezing the block, flattening the spine, and engaging the abdominal squeeze. And then you're releasing. When you release, you're going to feel that natural arch in the lower back occur again. So let's try that again. Inhale at your own pace. And then on your exhale, it's like you're zipping a zipper up. Zip it up, flatten the low back, squeeze the inner thigh muscles, the perineal muscles, and the abdominal muscles. And then when you release the abdominal, pelvic floor, inner thigh relaxes. Try that again. Inhale. On your exhale, squeeze the inner thigh muscles, pelvic floor, perineal, and abdominal muscles. Squeeze. And then gently release. Now, I'm going to invite you to add a little lift to that. All right. So you're going to lift the pelvis floor up. And now, if you can maintain, this is called a bridge. And now add the squeeze to that. Little squeeze, and then relax. If you can maintain the height, go ahead and try that again. If you need to lower down, then of course lower down. So we're trying to strengthen now the low back muscles, but at the same time, these inner deep muscles are getting a nice inner workout, awakening those abdominal, perineal, pelvic floor muscles. And now everyone relax, lower down, release. And now take the block away. When you take the block away, you can just put it to the side or your pillow, whatever that is. And then just gently separate your feet a little bit wider and just gently rock your knees from side to side. And notice how that feels, right? Releasing those muscles. Good. And then let's gently come back to center and bring your right knee into your chest. And extend your left leg out to the floor and just extend and stretch and release. This is going to help release the hips, release the muscles, the hip flexors as well. And maybe point and flex your feet a few times here. So point and flex, and point and flex. And maybe even circle one way and circle the other way. Good. And now we're going to release. Bring your left knee into your chest and let your right leg come out. And again, point and flex the feet. Get those ankle joints moving. Spread your toes while you'll do this, just to work those phalanges. And then circle one way and circle the other way. Bring both knees back into your chest. We call this the happy baby, and rock from side to side. So this is, again, now going to bring awareness into the low back. And now circle with your hands on your knees. Circle your knees 3 times in one direction. And then circle your knees 3 times in the other direction. And then if you'd like to do a little cannonball by placing your hands on your shins, squeezing your knees in towards your chest, you're going to take a nice inhale. And on your exhalation, bring your forehead up towards your knees. Relax your shoulders and squeeze out any tension in the back of your neck or shoulders. And then gently now, place your feet back on the floor, and you're going to roll over onto your side, and you're going to slowly push yourself up. We're going to push ourselves up onto all fours. So when you're on all fours, we call this the tabletop position. You're going to spread your palms directly underneath your shoulders, nice and wide. Your fingers are spread as far apart as you can. You press into the base of your knuckles, draw those shoulder blades down your back, and your knees should be hip-width distance apart underneath your hips. As you draw your shoulder blades down the back, think about melting your heart. And then in that expression, melting your heart, I want you to soften the thoracic cavity right around the rib cage. Soften it. As you do that, just spread through the collarbone and gently look forward and up and lift up through the tailbone. As we come into this pose we call the cat and the cow. But as you lift up, look forward and up and feel the broadness of the collarbone and the heart opening, and gently relax and melt your heart. And then on your next exhalation, we're going to use the exhale as a transition. As you exhale, press your heart up towards your spine, your navel center up towards your spine, and press your spine up towards the ceiling. So you start to round the back. You lower your head towards the floor, lengthen your tailbone on an exhale. Really exhale all the way out. As you press your palms into the mat, press your shins into the mat. And you can continue to still stay here and breathe for a second. Don't just hold your inhale or exhale. But I want you to be pressing into the palms, pressing into your shins. The tops of your toenails are pressing into your mat. The back of your neck is soft. You might even just shake your head from side to side and notice how that feels. Good. And then make a neutral position. So neutral is coming back to that tabletop where your back is flat. The back of your neck is long. And just notice how that feels. We're going to do a little bit more opening now here by taking your right arm out to the side. As you extend your arm out to the side, maybe lift it up and look up and notice how that feels. So adding a little twist here. This is your inhale. On your exhale, you're going to take your right arm and weave it through underneath your left arm. And we're not lowering down. We're just doing this movement of stretching across the body. Now the inhale again, extend your right arm out to the side and open it up and look up. And then as you exhale, you're going to thread the needle, they call this. Take your right arm, thread it under your left armpit and stretch and reach. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, open up, spread open. Now look up towards the ceiling. And if you can, you're going to hold here a moment as you look up. Look up towards those fingertips. Stretch and reach up, spread your fingers, open your heart nice and wide. And then on your exhale, plant your right hand under your right shoulder. Come back to the tabletop position, draw those shoulder blades down the back, and just notice how that feels. Notice your right side, notice your left side. Notice if there's any difference. Now we'll do the opposite arm. Take your left arm out to the side and slowly lift it up towards the ceiling. Now, everyone have a different place, level. If you can't make it all the way to the ceiling, just go as far as you can. But look over towards the left shoulder as you inhale. And then on your exhale, thread the needle through. So take your left hand under your right armpit, stretch and reach across your body. And then as you inhale, come back up again. Open out to the side. Again, go as high as you can comfortably go with your level of ability. And then as you exhale, you cross it over like you're crossing your left arm across your heart and reaching across under your right armpit. Now, last time, inhale, lift your left arm up to a place where you can maintain it. You can either look up or you can look across, you can look down. Always pay attention to how your neck feels when you do these types of twists. Modify as you need. Breathe here, feel that opening stretch. And then on your exhalation, plant your left palm under your left shoulder. And then we're going to shift your hips back. So take your hips back towards your heels, come into that child's pose, and shift your hips to right and left, and releasing the lower back, and just notice how that feels. And then I'll invite you to come back onto all fours again, and now step your right foot forward. As you step your right foot forward, you want to step your foot where you're towards the front of your mat so that your right knee is over your right ankle. So do the best you can with that. And then with your fingertips on the floor, slowly walk your hands towards your toes as you drop your hip and pelvis forward and extend out through the left foot behind you. Press the left shin into the floor. That's your inhale, looking forward and up, and lengthen your spine so there's an extension of the spine here. So look towards the front of the mat as you inhale. And then on your exhale, you're going to slowly walk your hands back. As you shift your pelvis back, you start to straighten that right leg, and you're going to feel that stretch in the hamstring. Nice hamstring stretch. And if you like, you can actually even flex and lift your toes of your right foot and get a little bit more deeper stretch. And then we're going to repeat this 2 more times. So gently bend your right knee, walk your hands forward, press the pelvis forward. And remember, I want extension and length through your spine. So lift your heart, lift your sternum, and look slightly forward. Keep pressing through the ball of your foot, press through the shin. And then as you exhale, shift your hips back. Shift your hips back. As you straighten that right leg, keep your right hip back, left hip forward. So even a little adjustment like that, you're going to feel the shift in your back of your spine and sacrum. Some of you might be able to walk your torso a little bit closer towards the right thigh for a deeper stretch. That is individual. Notice how that feels when you do that. And then come back forward again. Bend that right knee, walk forward, look forward here. And now lengthen your spine. Now I'll invite you to slide your right hand onto your right thigh and walk your right foot slightly out to the side of your mat. As you do that, press that hand into that thigh, and we're going to add a little bit more of a twist. So gently look over towards your right. Let your spine slowly rotate through your chest, your shoulders, and then your gaze. Look over to your right. Keep your neck in line with your spine. Now, if this is available, again, I'm offering this as you can stay here. Another option is to take your right arm behind you and look over that shoulder. So you're bringing your right arm horizontal or parallel to the floor, but it's opening up through the shoulder. So this is a big heart opening stretch. If it's in your reach, go for it. If not, keep your hand on your right thigh. Take one more breath. As you exhale, bring your right hand back to your right thigh. And gently now shift both hands up to the right thigh. Come up with both hands resting on the right thigh. We're going to come into crescent lunge pose. So here's the options. You can stay here. Inhale. Inhale, sweep both arms forward and up. Relax your shoulders. Lift the sternum. Now, this is a gentle back bend. So I want you to try not to crunch into the low back, but lift up through the front of your heart. Broaden your collarbone. Extend both arms up and slightly lift your gaze up and feel that back bending, heart opening stretch. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, I want you to bring your right arm forward, your left arm behind you, and open up here. Spread your fingers, arms are parallel to the floor, and your gaze is now looking over towards your left shoulder. So you're spreading really, really wide here, and you feel broadness. Feel that opening in your heart, and express gratitude for something in your life, someone special in your life. Just take a moment here and embrace gratitude for that person. Take one more breath. And now lower your left hand to the back of your left hip, thigh. Your right arm is going to come up. Some of you might want to go deeper. You could bring your left hand to your left calf, left hand, and right arm up and open up into a nice big back bend here. Again, these are options. You can keep your hand on your hip, gaze forward. Take any variation that feels expressive to you in this moment. Take one more breath. And then as you exhale, slowly come up. Cartwheel both hands down to the floor. Now slide your right knee down to the mat. And now right hand is under your right shoulder. Your left leg is going to extend behind you. So you're going to come into, this is a side plank variation. So your right hand is under your right shoulder. You can be up on your knuckles if that feels better for you. If you prefer to have your hand resting on a block, that's an option. But your right knee is bent, and now your left leg extended long behind you. So this is side plank variation. Stack your left shoulder over your right. Your left hand can stay on your left hip. But another variation would be to lift the left arm up. Another variation would be to bring that left arm over your left ear. But keep your shoulders stacked and your heart open. Breathe here deeply into your lungs and feel the expansiveness across your chest. I'll offer one more variation. Again, this is a little bit more advanced. You don't have to do it. Is lift the leg up and extend fingertips out to toes. This is a nice long body stretch along the left side of your body. Take another breath here. Inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly come back to all fours. And then maybe take a child's pose. Shift your hips back and notice how that feels. Shift right and left. Come back up onto all fours, and now slide your left foot forward. As you do that, gently press the hips forward, and you're going to feel that stretch through the right hip now. Inhale, and then as you exhale, shift your hip back and flex. As you flex, you lift that left ankle up, and exhale, you're going to feel that stretch in the back of your hamstring. Again, inhale, gently place the left foot on the floor, walk your hands forward, lengthen your spine, and lengthen that spine, look forward to the back line of your body. You can really feel that energy through the whole spine and the back of your neck. Exhale, shift your weight back again, keeping that left hip squared, right hip squared forward. Feel that in the back of your sacrum and in the back of your hamstring. Again, the option for those of you, gently draw your torso towards the thigh and notice how that feels. And then inhale, come forward. As you press your weight into the pelvis, is a nice hip flexing opening stretch. Inhale, nice and long. Spine is long. Keep your right hand on the mat. Now bring your left hand to your left thigh. You might want to walk your left foot out a little bit over to the left edge of your mat. Gently now begin to lengthen your spine and add a gentle twist. As you're entering this twist, gently move through your rib cage and shoulders. Look over your left shoulder. Again, you can stay here, or if you choose to, extend your left arm behind you. Your arm is parallel to your mat, parallel to the floor. Feel that openness. Look over your left shoulder. Take a breath. As you exhale, slowly place your left hand on the left thigh and then walk your right hand up onto the left thigh. You adjust your foot so that your left knee is over your left ankle. That's really an important foundational alignment here to protect your knees. Then if you're available, you can keep your hands here. Option 1. Option 2 is to lift both arms overhead. Relax your shoulders. If that feels too much, you can always bend your elbows. I call these cactus arms. And that also maintains an openness of your heart. So remember, there's lots of choices here. Take the variation that feels best for you. Breathe here. Feel a nice big deep inhale and a nice big deep exhale. Inhale here now. And now on your exhale, I want you to bring your right arm behind you, left arm in front of you, and feel that openness in the front of as your body opens up. Arms parallel to the floor. Stretch fingertips to fingertips, nice and broad, heart opening stretch. Take another breath here. And I invite you to think of one other person in your life that you're grateful for. This person could be past or present, or right now, or someone who's very present in your life. Express gratitude for that person. Inhale here. Now lower your right hand to your right hip, to your right thigh, maybe to your calf, even maybe to your heel. That's your choice. Left arm lifts up. Lift your sternum, lift your gaze, open up. Feel that stretch. Nice big deep inhale here. Breathe deep, really expansively. And then as you exhale, slowly come back up. Bring both hands back to your mat. Slide your left knee onto the floor. So left knee is on the floor. Keep your left hand on the floor. Extend your right leg behind you. Again, we're going into this variation of a side plank variation. Your right hand can stay on your right hip. Try to open up your shoulders. Stack your right over your left. Lift your right arm up. Up is an option. Another option is the right arm can go over your right ear. Try to keep those shoulders stacked. And next variation is you can choose to lift the right foot up and balance here. You guys have to have core engagement to really connect to your core here. Stretch through the fingertips, stretch through the toes. Nice big deep inhale. Stretch, stretch, and reach. And then as you exhale, slowly lower the arm to the mat, the right knee to the mat. Come back into your tabletop and gently press your hips back. Take another child's pose and feel that stretch as you move side to side. Just to notice now and observe the effects of these postures. Breath in and breath out. And then very mindfully, very slowly, we're going to make our way up to stand. So take your time as you come all the way up. Slowly, carefully come on up. So we're going to do some postures, standing postures with the block now or your pillow. So what I will invite you to do is to find your block, if you have it, or if you're using a pillow, find your pillow. You're going to take your block and place it in between your inner thighs, above your knees, and try to allow your feet to be parallel so that both your big toes are facing forward. And there's just a gentle engagement now of the inner block. You're going to bring your shoulders forward and up on your inhale and exhale back and down. And let the palms of your hands face open. So we're coming into the mountain pose. As you come into mountain pose, I'll invite you to find the four corners of your feet, your big toe mound, little toe mound, inner heel and outer heel. Once you feel those four corners, let yourself make a footprint in your mat or your rug or wherever you're standing. So there's a sensation of your feet feeling the earth beneath you, really making that contact. Knees slightly bent, your hips are over your heels, shoulders are in line with your hips and heels, the back of your neck is long, chin is parallel to the floor, and just be present in this moment, in this physical posture of mountain. Gently squeeze your block, feel that connection as well. Good. Now we're going to inhale here and sweep the arms forward and up. As you inhale, reach up, and on your exhale, lower down. Just very mindfully use your arms to synchronize with your inhalation, and with your exhalation, lower your arms. And again, your arms don't have to go all the way up. You can modify in any way that feels right in your body. Always listen to the wisdom of your body as you move with an awareness and mindfulness with these poses. Good. And then exhale, lower down. And then we're going to inhale, bring your hands to your heart. We're going to inhale, open the arms out to the side, lift your sternum, lift your gaze, and then on your exhale, bring your arms up and around, palms to heart. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms out to the side, open up your gaze, sweep them around, and then down. And then one more time, inhale, all the way up and around. And now this time as you come down on your exhale, bend your knees. We're going to come into a forward fold. And again, modify as necessary. If you need to keep your head above your heart today, just rest your hands on your knees. But if you can take a full forward fold, you can bring your crown of your head to the floor, fingertips down to the floor. Now, as you inhale, keep your knees bent, sweep your arms all the way out and up, and stand all the way up nice and tall, palms to touch. Now, exhale again, we're going to come on down. Slowly bring your hands down in front of you, bend your knees as you come into a forward fold. Again, you can rest your hands on your knees, stay here, or if you want to go all the way into a forward fold, go ahead. I'm going to do a half fold. And then sweep your arms out to the sides. Inhale, come all the way up. We'll do that one more time. And again, take the variation that's right for you. As you exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart and your knees. Hands can rest on your knees or thighs. You can take a full forward fold. Listen to your body. And then inhale, come all the way out and up. Palms to touch. And then just bring your hands to your heart and pause here. Notice the physical sensations that you're generating with just doing that simple move of inhale and exhale, and lower your hands down by your sides. Good. Now, we're going to invite you, hopefully you have your other props nearby. If not, take the block out, then grab your strap or your scarf. But come back with both. Block goes back in between the inner thighs for a little bit of engagement. So we're working on resistance here with the abductor. And now you have a strap or a scarf. And I'm going to invite you to take the strap. We're going to do some, the 6 directions of the spine with the strap work today. So you're going to inhale. If you can, trying the resistance here between your shoulders. Relax the shoulder blades. And when you do this, make sure that you don't spill your rib cage out in front. I want you to think about keeping an alignment here. The lower rib cage tends to want to jut out. I want you to bring it in alignment, okay? So stand tall in your mountain, hands down by your side. So we're going to start with an inhale, bringing the arms forward and up. And now exhale, come into a forward fold, bend your knees, and then lower down. Now again, modify. You don't have to go all the way to the mat, all the way to the floor, but then inhale, come all the way up again. Root down through your feet, knees bend, inhale, lengthen spine, look up. And exhale, come on down. Come down to a place that's comfortable for you. Keep your head above your heart if you need to. Inhale, one more last time. Inhale, this time when you come up, stay up. Relax your shoulders. Inhale, on your exhale, side bend. So we're going into a little bit of side bend. Keep your shoulders and neck in line with your spine. You can keep your elbows bent if that feels more comfortable for you. Inhale, come back up. You don't have to have the arms rigid and straight. They can be slightly bent, but there's a little resistance here. Feel the resistance in the strap so you feel that energetic resistance. And then exhale, lean over to the other side. Breathe into the side ribs and come back up. Exhale to the other side. Keep the resistance. Elbows can be slightly bent or can be straight. It really depends on what feels good in your body. Come back up. And then last time to the other side. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, lower your arms and relax. All right, so just shake it out a little. You can feel that resistance does build a lot of energy in there, right? Shake it out, shake it out. Good. Don't shake the block out between your leg or your pillow yet. And if this is too much for you, you can release the block. That's perfectly fine. These are only suggestions. And remember, you don't have to use them. Now we're going to add a twist. So we did extension, we did flexion. We did side bend, we did side bend. Now we're going to do twist and twist. So again, I invite you to take your strap with a certain resistance. You want to feel the resistance from shoulder to shoulder, but relax the shoulder blades down the back. Nice tall spine. Remember that you zip your zipper up right here so that your belly is nice and firm. Feel that. And you're gently squeezing that block, gives you a little bit more energetic connection to the navel center, the pelvic muscles. All right, so feeling all those connections now. Still stay grounded, but knees are soft. Don't lock your knees. You're going to inhale, and then to your right, gently twist to your right, keeping the resistance as you twist. Only go as far as you comfortably can go in your spinal twist. And then inhale, you come back to center. And then exhale, twist to the other side. Again, work in a way that feels right in your physical body. And then come back to center on your inhale. Exhale, twist to the opposite side. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale, twist to the other side. And then inhale, back to center. And then exhale, release. Woo, okay. All right. I'm feeling that. I don't know about you guys, but now I'm going to tell you, release the block, but don't hold on to the strap. Your block or pillow can come away. And we're going to continue to work the shoulders just a little bit more. Now, if you have any shoulder issue going on now, please be very mindful. If this doesn't seem to be the right thing to you, you can just hold the strap out in front of you for a little bit of resistance. What we're going to try to do is go build a little bit of stretch in the back of the body. I call this flossing, all right? So I'm going longer now in my strap, so I'm going to go as long as I can. Nice and wide. You feel nice and stable. Inhale, bring the strap up. And then on your exhale, you're going to drop the strap behind your shoulders. So if you can't get it down, give yourself more straps so you can bring them behind you about shoulder level. Yeah. And then some of you might be able to bring it all the way behind, but you don't have to go all the way down. Just notice how that feels. And then bring it all the way up. And then all the way and down to a place that feels nice, big heart opening stretch. And then come all the way up and then bring it down. Woo, and then relax. Again, notice how that feels. Now, this next stretch is going to try to get the tricep. The tricep is the back of the arm. And again, be very mindful how this feels in your body. But take the strap in your right hand, and you're going to bring the strap up, and your left hand is going to grab the strap behind you. Okay, so you have this, just notice how that feels. And now slowly, you're going to bend your right elbow. As you do that, let the strap thread through the left hand behind you. And for some of you, this may be a really big stretch, okay? So just listen to your body. But right now, my right elbow is pointing up towards the ceiling. My elbow is bent, and my left hand is gently tugging the strap so that I'm stretching the tricep. So as I tug with my left hand, I'm feeling that stretch. And you just stay here. This is a fantastic stretch. Some of you, though, might enjoy going a little bit further. And again, this is an option. But if you choose to slowly walk your left hand up the strap, see if you can meet and keep walking it up, and you're going to feel a deeper stretch. So this is a big heart-opening stretch. Do not collapse forward. Keep your heart lifted, your rib cage is lifted, and walk your left hand up to meet your right and feel that big heart-opening stretch. So this is called cow face posture. And I want you to breathe here. Take one more breath. Nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, release your arm, release the strap. Let your arms shake them out. Woo, big stretch. And that's really getting into the tricep area. But at the same time, you're really opening the whole front part of your body, something we don't do very often. We spend a lot of our time in this, especially in the winter time, I think more so than ever. Our shoulders seem to be hunched forward. We're cold. We're covering our heart. So this movement of really opening up the heart space is really important. We're going to do the other side now. So put the strap in your left hand and then bring your left arm up overhead and then bring your right hand behind to grab the strap behind you. There's plenty of room back here. You should feel fairly comfortable here. Don't burden yourself with this. So you don't want to overstretch. But now gently start to bend your left elbow and let the strap feed through the right hand. And then gently you can start to feel pulling the strap with your right hand. You're going to feel the stretch through the left tricep. Stand tall. Feel comfortable here. And again, you can stay here or slowly walk your hand up the strap so that you create more of a bind. We call this in yoga a bind. But the heart is open. Feel a nice big heart opening stretch here. Take one more breath. And when you're ready to release, exhale, release the strap, shake it out. Good job. All right. How are we doing? Everyone okay with this? All righty. We're going to still use the strap again. Whew. And come nice and wide with your legs. So I call this the 5-pointed star. Your feet are wide. Arms are wide. We're going to inhale, bring it up. Now, this is the 5-pointed star. We're going to take this into a warrior 2 pose. So point your right foot towards the front of your mat. Bend your right knee. You're going to inhale, keeping a little bit of resistance. You're going to bend towards the right knee. And then come back up. And we're going to straighten the leg as you come up. You're going to bend the knee as you exhale. Side bend towards the knee. And then inhale, come up, straighten the leg. We'll do that one more time. Exhale, bend the right knee. Lean and stretch. Feel that side stretch. Then inhale, come back up. Parallel your feet. Lower your arms. Whew. Okay, relax. Shake it out. All right. We'll do the opposite side in a moment. Just take a moment. Roll the shoulders forward, up, and down the back. 2 more times. Forward and up. Down the back. Last time. Forward and up. Down the back. Good. All right. 5-pointed star. Lift. Relax your shoulders. Your elbows can be bent here. Remember, you can always modify any way you need to. Point your left foot towards the back of your mat. Inhale. As you exhale, bend your knee and side bend over. And then inhale, come up and straighten your leg. Exhale, bend the knee and lean. And then inhale, come back up. Last time, exhale, bend the knee, side bend. And then inhale, come back up, parallel your feet. And then exhale, lower down. Stand both feet together. And again, just observe. So the strap adds another level of resistance and energetic quality to some very familiar poses. So it's doing something familiar in a different way. Okay. So we're going to take this into Warrior One. And again, I'm going to shorten my grip now. So now my grip is going to be more like, not as wide as this, but a little bit shorter, more shoulder level grip. All right. So that it's about as wide as my hips. Now I'm going to step my right foot forward and my left foot is going to be back. I'm going to bend as I bend my right knee, I'm going to lift my arms forward and up. And then as I exhale, straighten and lower down. 2 more times. Inhale, bend the knee, sweep your arms forward and up. And then exhale, lower down. Now the last time when we bend the knee, lift the arms, we're going to hold. So let your arms rest in a place that feels very supportive for you in a way that you're feeling the stretch, the resistance. Square your shoulders, relax your shoulder blades, lift your heart, lift your sternum, maybe even lift your gaze into this heart opening stretch. And then as you exhale, straighten the leg, lower the arms, parallel the feet together, and take a mountain pose. And again, just be the observer here. Relax your grip on your strap, soften your fingers. And then we'll do the other side. So left foot forward, right foot back. We're going to, left leg is straight, but as you inhale, exhale, bend the knee, lift the arms as you come up, and then lower. Bend the knee, extend the arm up, and then lower. Next time when we come up, we'll hold. Bend the knee, knees over the ankle, extend. Now if you're in Warrior One, make sure your feet are really grounding down, pressing into the outer edges of your feet. Lift your heart, lift your sternum, maybe lift your gaze. Again, these are all suggestions. You're going to modify this in any way necessary. Even if you want to bend your elbows, if you want to release the strap, go right ahead. You don't have to be doing this with the strap if it becomes too much or it doesn't feel right. Take one more breath. And then as you exhale, lower your arms, straighten the legs, parallel the feet together, and then release. And observe. Notice what you're feeling. Good. So we'll do one more standing pose. We're going to do a variation of Warrior 3, but we're going to make a variation using the strap. And again, this is a balance pose. So if it feels like you're not ready to balance with this today, keep your both feet on the ground, but you can still get the energetic quality of this. So we'll begin. You're going to step your right foot forward and your left foot back. And the energy here is that we're going to lift the arms forward and up and find that place that's comfortable for you. Bend your right knee, and it's as if you're coming up in a, you're going to step onto that right leg, and we're going to lift the back foot only if you choose to. You can stay on that back toe or lift up into a variation of warrior 3, but the strap, maintain that integrity with the strap. Feel that resistance. Keep the toe on the ground if you're feeling unstable, please. Listen to your body. Lift the heart, lift your sternum. Feel that stretch as you balance. And then when you're ready to release, lower the back foot, lower the arms, and then come back to center. And just observe the energetic qualities now of doing a balance pose. The heart rate starts to lift. You're challenging your balance, your focus. It's really helpful when you do these types of poses to find a drishti, they call it. It's a gazing point, a place where your eyes can focus. So we'll do the opposite side now. So left foot comes forward, right foot back. Gently lift your arms up to a place of comfort, wherever that is. And now the left leg is going to be the standing leg. So gently bend the left knee as you transition your weight onto the 4 corners of the left foot. Transition the weight to the front leg as you slowly lift off the back leg. Now you can keep your back toe on the ground, but keep lifting up through the torso, the entire body. Lift your heart, lift your gaze, and then maybe lift the back leg. Feel that extension through the back leg. Focus on your drishti. Focus on balance. Lift that heart. Your gaze. And then when you're ready to come out, lower the foot. Come back to center. Release the strap. And guess what? Put the strap down. We're done. Good job. Shake it out. And shake it out. Good job. We're going to make our way into our downward dog. So I will invite you to come onto your mat on all fours. All right. So I'm going to give some choices here. Place your palms slightly in front of your shoulders, shoulder blade down the back. Extend your right foot behind you, left foot behind you, your plank pose. Feel your plank here, nice strong core. And then exhale. Lift your hips up into downward dog. Now, if downward dog is not right for you today, for whatever reason, keep your knees on the ground. That's okay. Find your stillness in downward dog in any variation that you choose. Find your breath. Find the softness. Relax your shoulders. Soften your neck. Soften your back. Relax your cheeks and lips. And then when you're ready, gently roll your shoulders forward over your wrists again. Now drop your knees, and we're going to come onto our belly. We're going to do a couple of back bending poses on our belly. So we're going to give you a couple choices here. And again, I'm going to give you variations in your arms, but if you can, you're going to slowly lower down onto your belly. And you're going to start with bringing your elbows on your mat. Extend your arms out in front of you. We call this the Sphinx pose. So this is one variation that you can stay in. But the setup here is I want you to extend your legs behind you, your inner thighs pressing towards one another, and the tops of your toenails pressing down on the mat, toes pointed behind you. Now, I'd like you to engage what I call the pelvic triangle. So see if you can feel it's between the pubic triangle, your pubic bone and your hip points. See if you can make that connection with that triangulation there. So gently press through the pubic bone and hip bones. Find that connection in your core. So there is a nice firm base there. Good. So this is one variation. The next variation, for those of you who want to go deeper, and again, I'm giving choices. You can stay here and maintain the integrity of the pelvic core here. Or you can choose to lower your chest to your mat. Your chin rests on the mat. Extend your arms down by your sides. So this is the locust pose. So we're going to start with basic locust. As you extend through your feet, extend through your arms, this is locust. You just gently lift your head and shoulders up and feel that gentle back bend. Some of you might choose to include lifting both feet off the floor. So now you're really pressing through that pubic triangle, but you want to stay engaged through that. And then when you're ready to release, you're going to gently rest your cheek to one side and relax your entire body. Notice how that feels. We'll repeat and do that again, but we're going to change the arms. So you have choices here. You can stay in Sphinx pose is one choice. You can keep your arms alongside your body as choice number 2. And choice 3 is interlace your hands behind your back. So this is going to increase the intensity of this pose. Find a variation that works best for you. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders, and maybe even extend both feet off the mat and lift the heart. Feel the stretch here. And this is a nice back bending extension. Inhale, open your heart. Keep your gaze forward. Down towards your mat. Do not lift your head or neck or crank them. You don't want to crank your neck forward and look up. I want you to keep your gaze towards your mat. And then when you're ready to release, rest the opposite cheek on the mat. Take a moment here and just observe. And again, please take any variations. Sphinx is a nice way of staying in the basic move. But for those of you who want to increase the level of bending quality here, based on your ability and your spinal awareness, place your palms alongside your chest. Draw your shoulder blades down to the back. Press the top of your toe down into the mat. We're going to come up through Cobra. So you press your hand out over the back by your side. Lift your heart and engage slightly forward here. This is the Cobra pose. Inhale and then exhale lower. Press up again. Inhale. Now, if you want to straighten your arms, if that's in your practice, go right ahead. Draw those shoulder blades down the back. Don't let you sharply into your shoulders. But if you can, shoulder blades down the back, not the space between your ears and shoulders. And then exhale, lower down. The next variation is a little bit more challenging. And again, this is going to be where we're going to come up into a high cobra or upward facing dog. Relax your shoulder blades, maintain the integrity here. And if it's in your belly, if it's not in your back, I don't encourage you to do it, but try lifting one arm out and up. And then put that down, transfer the weight into the opposite up. And then lower down, and come all the way down. Good job. And then slowly, we're going to come up onto all fours, shake your hips back, and come into your variation of pose. You can come onto your elbow here, and shake your hips from side to side. And then come on up into a seat. We're going to extend your legs out in front of you. Shoulder blades down the back. And then I want you to just lift your sternum, lift your heart. And now gently bend your elbows and lean back.
Feel that opening, and then lift up and come up. So you're doing like a reverse chaturanga. Press your elbows, lean back, and then press up. We'll do one more. Bend your elbows back and press up. Okay, that's variation 1. Variation 2, bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor, palms on the behind you. And again, you can do the same thing, bend and back, or if you want to amp up here, you're going to press into your feet, lift your hips up, and then exhale, bring them down. Okay, so your choice is either slide back and forth here, or you're going to lift your hips. Press into your palms, lift your heart, lift your hips up, and then exhale, come down. We'll do one more. Press into your palms, shoulder blades down the back, lift your sternum, look up and lift your hips and see if you can hold here. Watch the back of your neck, that you're not dropping your head. Keep your gaze forward and up. And when you're ready to release, lower down, and then come and hug your knees like you're doing a child's pose, a seated child's pose. Drop your chin into your sternum and release the back of your neck. And notice how that feels. The energetic qualities of this tabletop variation. I'm going to offer one more choice, a little bit more challenging. But remember, you can take the previous variations that suited for you. So again, bring your palms behind you, shoulder blades down the back, lift your sternum, lift your heart. And again, your choice can be to be here in this reverse tabletop. For those of you who want to do the more advanced reverse plank, you extend your legs out in front, press into your heels of your feet, draw those shoulder blades. You have to really be strong through your core. Lift up, open up your heart, look up. You don't have to take this variation if this is too much for your wrists. And then lower your hips down. And I'll invite you again to bend your knees and hug and take a child's pose, a seated child's pose, bow forward. Good. And then release. Shake it out. We're going to do one more pose, either with a block or a bolster. This is going to be called legs up, which is a really nice way to come towards the end of your practice. And also have your other props available for relaxation. So if you need a blanket next to you, please feel free to grab that as well and have it nearby. But before we do that, I'll demonstrate how to get into this posture for those of you who might not know. And if you don't have a block, a pillow is fine, or you don't need the block, prop at all. But we're going to come back into that constructive rest pose where you're laying on your back, your knees are bent. If you'd like and have a block or pillow, you're going to lift your hips up and rest your sacrum, your low back and hips on the block or your pillow. So everyone comes into supported bridge now, or your variation of bridge. Hands are down by your side. The back of your neck, make sure you're pressing the back of your head into the mat. Press the back of your shoulder blades down your back. Your triceps are pressing into the mat. Palms pressing into the mat. Walk your heels a little bit closer towards your buttocks. And just take a moment here. Feel the back of your body supported and stable. Once you feel at ease in this posture, if you feel comfortable here, and if you choose to, lift up one knee, then the other knee, and see if you feel supported here, and then maybe even extend both legs up towards the ceiling in an inverted action pose. And what you might notice in this particular posture is how now the blood will start to reverse its flow towards the heart. So you're actually rushing blood towards your heart. So I'm just going to invite you to just notice what sensations you might be, the physical sensations you might be feeling within your body right now as you lifted your legs up, and notice what's happening. Find the cadence of your breath and just stay with that breath. Remember, the inhale is the nourishing breath, and the exhale is cleansing. It's releasing. It's letting go of sorrow, letting go of pain, letting go of whatever you need to release. And then very slowly, very mindfully, bend one knee and then bend the other. And then gently place one foot on the floor and then place the opposite foot on the floor. Find stability with both feet on the ground. And then whenever you're ready to lift your hips up, release the block from underneath your sacrum and gently lower your hips to the mat. Separate your feet as wide as your mat into a couple of windshield wipers back and forth to release the pelvis and release the hips. I'll invite you to just extend your arms out to the sides in a great big expansive movement. Back of your hands on the mat, palms up. And then lower both knees to one side. Don't worry if your knees don't touch the ground. Just release. Relax your shoulders. Take a moment here to take a nice big inhale. And slowly as you release, exhale. As you inhale, gently bring your knees back up towards center. Shift your hips gently over to the right and then lower your knees to the left. And take another great big inhale here. And then as you exhale, relax a little bit more, soften a little bit more into the posture. Then come back as you inhale up to center, readjust your hips, and then allow your body to come into Shavasana or reclined pose. You may choose now to find some props to make your relaxation as comfortable as possible. So sometimes a pillow for the head, a blanket to cover the body so the body stays warm. As I guide you today through a loving kindness meditation. As you begin to settle, just invite yourself to be relaxed and comfortable. Make sure you have freedom to lay flat on all surfaces. Perhaps your palms are up, your legs gently separated apart, allowing your gaze to go inwardly, allowing your body to release its weight into the earth as you let go of your thoughts and the outside world. As you begin to settle, lengthen your spine so that you feel alert but relaxed. Allow your chest to be open and allow your shoulders to release down freely. Soften your forehead, soften your lips, allow your jaw to relax. If there's tension in your face, relax the places, especially in the forehead where we tend to knit our brows together. And just notice in your physical body if there are any areas of tightness. Maybe take a few deep breaths in and out, inviting your body to release on the exhale. Feeling peaceful and at ease. You are in a held space, and just acknowledge how we hold ourselves and just let the weight of the physical body feel the supports beneath it. And invite the mind to release in a very outstanding way. As you rest in this awareness of your body resting in stillness, develop an awareness of where all the physical meeting points between your body and underneath you are. Then again, come to the natural rhythm of your breath flowing in and flowing out. Not manipulating your breath or trying to change it or shape it, just noticing it. And just find a comfortable pace. And then allow your thoughts to settle one by one. Allow your body to settle. Right here, nothing else matters. Just your body, your breath. There's nowhere to go and nothing to do except to be here in this moment now. Taking this precious time for yourself. Allow your body to remain still so your body and your mind can rest, deeply rest. The body heals when it rests. The mind heals. There's no way to do this practice wrong. So keep listening, deeply listening. And listen to any sounds now that you might notice outside of the room. And then draw your attention to the sounds that you can hear right inside the room where you are. We're going to do this practice of cultivating a positive emotion. And in this case, it's loving kindness, the desire for someone to be happy or yourself to be happy. And it's not dependent on something, and it's not conditional. It's just a natural opening of the heart to someone else and to yourself. So I'll invite you now to just check into your own body and notice how you're feeling right now. And letting whatever's here be here. And bring your gathered awareness to your heart center. While the body is still, the breath is effortless. Awareness rests at your heart, the seat of your compassion. Now, I invite you to bring to mind someone whom, the moment you think of them, they make you feel happy. You can bring to mind a relative, a friend, a child, a pet, so that when you think of them, you feel happy. And as you let them come to your mind, just have a sense of them being in front of you right now. Feel them, sense them, see them. And as you imagine them, notice how you're feeling inside. Maybe you feel some warmth in your heart, or there's some heat to your face, a smile, or just a sense of expansiveness. This is loving kindness. It's a natural feeling, It's accessible at any moment to all of us. Now that you have this loved one in front of you, begin to wish them well. And as I say these words, you can use my words or you can use your own words. But just have a sense of allowing loving kindness to come from you and touch your loved one. May you be safe and protected from danger. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be healthy and strong. May you have ease and well-being. May you be free from stress and anxiety, from all fear and worries. And as you're sending out these words or your own words, these feelings of loving kindness being sent to your loved one, just check into yourself and see how you're feeling inside. And imagine now that this loved one turns around and begins to send these same words back to you. So see if you can receive their loving kindness and taking it in that they're wishing you well, that may you be happy, meaning you. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be safe and protected from all danger. And may you have joy and well-being. May you be free from that stress and anxiety, fears and worries. Taking it in. Now, if for any reason you're not feeling anything at all at this moment, or during this meditation, that's okay. It's not a problem. This is a practice that plants seeds. And if you're feeling something else than loving kindness, just check into that feeling. What is it I'm feeling? And maybe there's something that you need to learn from that. Now, if it's possible, not always so easy to do, I'm going to invite you to send loving kindness to yourself and just imagine that it's coming into your own heart. May I be safe from danger. May I find peace and healing. May I be healthy and strong. May I be kind to myself. I am doing the best that I can in this moment. And may I accept myself just as I am. And again, I just invite you to just check into yourself and see what you're feeling, noticing what it is you feel as you do this. Now I'll invite you to bring to mind one person that you feel a deep sense of gratitude and love for. And send this loving kindness to them. And again, I invite you to imagine that person's in front of you. May you be happy and peaceful. May you be free from stress, anxiety, from worry, from grief. And may you have joy and happiness. And then just let that loving kindness expand out, touching anyone you wish to touch right now with that. So that whoever's touched by this loving kindness is changed. And may everyone everywhere be happy and peaceful, at ease. May everyone be protected from danger. May we all experience great joy. Noticing now the back of your body. I invite you to gently begin to move. Come back to your thoughts. Become aware of all the points of your physical body. Making contact with the earth. Begin to notice noises outside the room. Notice your breath. And just be aware of your body breathing without effort. And then when you're ready to move, begin to move fingers and toes. Feeling the sensations as you do that. And just taking your time when you're ready to move. I'm just going to invite you to maybe hug your knees into your chest, roll onto your side. Eventually, make your way up into a seated position. And as we come to the time, the end of our class today, I will invite you to just take another moment, perhaps place your hands in front of your heart or one hand on top of the other, or just bow your head inwardly, whatever feels appropriate for you in this moment. And find that place in front of your heart again as you gaze into that heart. And find something that feels like gratitude. And from this place of gratitude, I invite you to consider one more blessing today in your life that you can be grateful for. And I'm grateful to all of you for allowing me this honor to be here today, to hold this space and to share these practices with all of you. So I wish you peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.